every single day you are presented with a choice. And that choice, the A's and B's of it, you know, kind of vary. But at minimum, it's like, hey, well, what am I going to do today? Am I going to sit here and be sad and depressed, which I have done many times, and just like waste away my life? Am I going to continue doing the things that are making me unhappy because it's natural and it's comfortable and it's all that I know? Right. Many times I've done that too. But like, am I going to just stay? I'm upset right now because I'm not somewhere that I'm feeling like I'm called to be or somewhere that I want to be. Mm-hmm. What am I doing about it? Am I going to sit here and be upset that I'm not, you know, where somebody else that I've seen on the internet is, when they actually have gotten up and gotten to work every single day, and I'm sitting here scrolling my phone mad that I'm not them? That's stupid. Obviously, we all have days like that. So, and I do all the time too. But I think a lot of it comes from, you know, growing. I had a really not chill childhood. I think we talked about that at length in the last episode. Yeah. My childhood was really unstable. It was really chaotic. And my life, honestly, like, I'm not saying this as a woe is me. Like, my life is beautiful, but my life has not been what you would think it was. Like, if you look at me at first glance, you would never think that some of the things that I've been through and things that have happened have ever happened to me, which is why it's so very important to recognize that everybody in life struggles, and you really can't judge a book by its cover. You'd be shocked the things that people go through that you would have no idea about. Yeah. And I never wanted that to be my life forever. Like those hard times that I was in, I didn't want that to be forever. And it's been hard, certainly, but I just feel like there's a spark in me, you know, and it's like, cool. So I'm either just going to sit here and keep on complaining and let it die, or I'm going to get to work and, you know, like, I'm going to make sure that I win because I'm going to work harder than every last one of you. Like, that's kind of my attitude. And winning doesn't necessarily mean getting a promotion or getting a new job. It's like, winning is like, cool, are you proud of yourself today? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Did you do something good today? Even if it's really small, because there's certainly days where it's tough to do anything. And we also need those days sometimes. But like, you have a choice. You really do. Are you going to be happy if you're still in the same position you are today that's making you unhappy 5 years from now? Or are you going to be even more miserable in 5 years if you're still there? So what are you doing today to get you out of this situation that's making you unhappy? Obviously, there's all sorts of things that we deal with in life that are completely out of our control, that are put onto our path, and it's not fair, and it's cruel, and it's awful. And you sit there and you think, like, what did I do to deserve this? How do I get over this? How do I move on from this? Like, what is my life now? And again, it's almost like you have a choice. And even if that day in particular, that choice is something so small as opening up the blind so that you have a little bit of sunlight while you lay in bed, you know? It's like those little things that you can do that have so much meaning and such a huge ripple effect. And again, if you act it with good intention, with pure intention, and you don't cave either to, this is one of the biggest things. And I certainly, when I was younger, was bad for this. But you don't cave to that insecure, like, narcissistic, easy thing to do all the time. Yeah. Like, it might be really easy, this temptation to, like, go and comment something really mean on somebody's page, let's say, or on a picture or something, whatever. It's so easy to do that, but, like, to build that resilience and strength in yourself, to hold yourself back and hold yourself accountable when need be, when push comes to shove, is just like, like, that is so massive. And that's one thing that I see a lot that makes me really sad for the state of the world these days, is there are way too many people that don't have that discipline and that absolutely cave to whatever that temptation is, and that temptation throws you off of the main course. And it's a learning battle. Like, I'm 28 years old and I really only feel the most grounded ever, like, today. Yeah. You know, the last 28 years I didn't. This has been like a developing feeling, but it's really solid now. So it takes time, and you have to show yourself the grace for that too. But just in general, I I can't sit still. Like, I just can't. I don't know what relaxing is. I don't like to relax. It's uncomfortable. I need to be doing something, and like, I need to be producing something, making something, and feeling like I've contributed. And it might sound really crazy, but I'm pretty darn happy doing that. Like,
Yeah.
I feel accomplished most days. I feel like I've contributed. Or even then, when I'm having days when I'm just not up for it that day, I don't hate myself as much because I know that I've done something to try to progress my life going forward. I would say, like, to kind of summarize though, I think that there's way too many people out there that, whether this be generational, how you're raised, or whatever, that just kind of have this attitude like they deserve something. And I have this attitude of like, I don't deserve anything at all. Like, I don't even know why I'm here most days. Like, I really don't. But I am, and I'm trucking through for all the people that I love. And I don't have this attitude of feeling like I'm owed anything. I don't think that I'm better than anybody at all. I don't want to be better than anybody either. Like, I love my community members. I love my neighbors. Like, and I just think that there's such a big thing right now. Maybe it's the helicopter parents' fault. I don't know. Of just these people who have they just feel like they're owed something, and they don't really know what struggle is because they've always had something passed down or given to them. And maybe that's kind of a big thing too. Like, when I was a kid, I spent nights in women's shelters. I spent nights in police stations. I missed school days. I would get called in to the office, and there would be cops there who wanted to interview me because of what had happened the night before when I was at school. Like, I have definitely struggled a lot. I've had to push through and persevere a lot. I'm really grateful that I have the family dynamic that I do, because that has certainly been very helpful. Like, my siblings and I are all very much like me. And I think that it comes from this place of knowing that, like, you're lucky to be here. You don't deserve anything per se. And like, you aren't owed anything, and you have to work really, really hard for everything. And you will see the fruits of your labor really pay off, as long as you're doing that with the best of intention. That's probably like the underlying veil there. Like, you got to set your aim as high as can be.